Hi everyone, my name's Dan Parks and I'm an Agile Coach at Digital. And I'd like to take a look at team charters and why they can be so valuable for teams, especially distributed teams that are working remotely. So what is a team charter? Well, it's a collaborative dynamic document that clarifies how a team wants to work together to achieve their objectives and sets ground rules for ways of working. And it can help teams determine what is important to them. For me, a team charter documents the essence of the team, what drives the team, how the team want to treat each other, their culture, and essentially what sets them apart from other teams. So although a team charter is valuable for any team, it is incredibly valuable for teams that suddenly find themselves working remotely, as a charter can help the team agree what the new normal looks like for them. So when implemented correctly, a team charter can decide what's important to the team, promote shared understanding of values, set expectations of individuals and the team, from behaviours to the quality of the code produced, and define what success looks like. It is a blueprint for the team that keeps them accountable and allows others, such as new members, to understand the nature of the team. So let's dive into how to create a charter. A great team charter should include the team's mission, i.e. what are they trying to achieve, their values, in other words, what is at the heart of the team that drives them and also helps them make decisions, the shared behaviours or how the team wants to treat each other, including people from outside the team, and what good looks like to the team, or how they know they are being successful. Now, not all of the above will be obvious to the teams, so the best way of eliciting these points is to ask questions. And these questions can be broadly split into 4 sections: collaboration, culture, structure, and socializing. Collaboration looks at how the team work together to get stuff done. And questions can be asked like, what work do we have to do at the same time? What will help us stay focused? And do we have all the clarity on what we're working on? Culture looks at what really makes the team different to others, i.e. what does the team want to be known for? How would we describe our team culture? And how do we want to celebrate successes and learnings? And structure looks at what the team needs in place to be effective. So what do we need to do to be flexible around circumstances and time constraints? What can we accomplish if we don't work at the same time? And finally, socializing looks at how the team can build and maintain rapport. This is especially important while team members are all working remotely. And so asking questions of how might we make time for connections outside of meetings and standard working hours, or how often will we check in on one another, are all good to ask. So before we look at a workshop to set up a team charter, we need to look at how running a remote workshop in general. So any remote session needs some ground rules, and this includes when creating a team charter together. So for instance, make sure all the team members are in a quiet area, free from distraction if possible. Introduce everyone and give everyone a chance to contribute. And this is incredibly important, especially if the team are coming together for the first time. Don't stare at your phone whilst others are presenting. Don't interrupt other people on the call when they are speaking. Don't check emails or work on other tasks during the virtual meeting. Test all tech beforehand. Turn off all notifications and make sure your phone is on silent. Read the agenda and come prepared. And most importantly, act the same in a remote meeting as you would in a face-to-face one. So what might we do to actually come up with a team charter? So this is an example workshop and how you might structure it. And it has 6 steps. It takes about 60 to 75 minutes to complete, and all team members should be there, as this is a charter for the whole team. And you might want to use tools such as Mural or an online whiteboarding tool, maybe a Google Doc, share Google Doc, and some sort of video and conferencing such as Zoom. So the first bit should be to set the scene. Not everybody will know what a team charter is, so that should be explained and why they're important, and then share the structure for the rest of the session. And then get each individual member of the team to reflect on the best team that they've ever been part of. What were the ingredients that made it so great? And you can think back in terms of the 4 bases of collaboration, structure, culture, and socializing. Individuals should capture these on post-it notes or paper or whatever. After that, still as individuals, then get the team to consider working remotely. So what is important now? What else do we need to think about or do differently? And what habits do we need to support you in remote working? Next, break the group into pairs or smaller groups to discuss the ideas. And you can use features in Zoom breakout rooms or Jam common rooms to manage separate groups online. And give the team between these groups between 5 to 10 minutes to discuss their ideas. Step 5, come back together as a whole group and discuss what each smaller group has come up with. And in addition to what the groups have come up with, think about what do you as a team want to achieve? How will you know you're succeeding? As a team, what values do you want to display? Which behaviors do you want to encourage or avoid? How will you ensure you live your values or principles? And how will you call out safely when they're not being lived? At the end of this, you should have a lot of ideas on what can come up with a team charter, and hopefully you'll be able to distill them as a team. And so the last section is just capture the outcomes from the session using an online whiteboard or document, making sure everyone knows where it can be found. Also, don't forget to decide how often you'd like to review it to check it's still valid and represents the team. So what might a team charter look like? So this is a team chart that was created and is actively used by a team in one of Ann Digital's clubs. This particular one is quite big, but it doesn't mean yours has to be this big. But this has been split into qualities of good remote working and qualities of being part of a great team. So on the left, we have qualities of good remote working, such as establish a routine. The team have decided that if a camera is on, they're available. If the camera is off, they're unavailable. They want to be respectful of other people's routines and have daily check-ins, and sometimes maybe even have a second daily stand-up if it's needed. On the right-hand side, qualities of being part of a great team. To start with, they have their mission, focus on the customer, and be the team everybody wants to be part of. But they also have qualities or values like honesty and being open, communicating clearly and frequently over Slack, striving for quality over quantity, humble and curious. And other items such as wanting to hear everybody's opinion. As you can see from this charter, it sets the ground rules of how the team wants to behave with each other, but also it shows what they really want to focus on, such as the customer, and how they want to react with each other, interact with each other. So it's all well and good coming up with a team charter and then that getting kind of lost somewhere in some document. So what do we do with that afterwards? So we should ensure everyone has access to the team charter. We want the team to commit to doing the best to live by the agreements made and actually role modeling the behavior, and even hold each other to the standards agreed within the charter. And it's important to review the team charter regularly in retrospective or other sessions and iterate as needed to keep it live. As teams, we learn more about each other as we work together, and so therefore we might want to change things on the charter. And as covered before, make sure the team charter is shown to new onboarding members so they can get a real sense of what the team stands for and what behaviors they like. So this has just been quite a short view on team charters and how you might create one, but there's a lot of other useful resources out there. So for tools creating a team charter, you might want to look at Miro, idea boards, Mural, concept board, Stormboard or Jamboard. And if you want to do some further reading on team charters, the Atlassian playbook is great. Boost, a company in New Zealand, have a great blog on creating a team charter, and there's other resources there as well. So I'd like to say thank you very much for listening. And if you have any questions, please email us at hello@and.digital or visit our website at www.and.digital. Thank you very much.